The we're going to go out and see what the anomalies look like in this system and another system that we're working. See whether or not maybe there's any sanctums. And if there is, I'd love to run one. If not, I'll run a haven. Keep pumping those indexes. And then also we've got Brain Manager had asked the other day about why YouTube Live or YouTube Gaming is not available in Germany. And it is some sort of political deal. I did exchange an email with the product manager of YouTube. He's like the main guy, well, not of YouTube Gaming. He's like the main guy for YouTube Gaming. And so they are working on it. And I invited him to come on to the show sometime and talk about that and other stuff about YouTube Gaming, about how it's going. So, oh, maybe it was Brain and Black then. I get YouTube mixed up just a little bit. Or who knows? Obviously, I got it wrong. I don't know who asked, but that's okay. So, we'll get him. We'll get him on the show, and we'll get more information on that. So he's a nice guy. He watches the show sometimes, comments on the YouTube portion of the live stream, which we are streaming to both. And how am I feeling today? Well, I am a bit sick. Got a head cold. See how my voice holds up. So I don't know if we're going to be an hour or 10 hours on the show. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we're going to start out with going out, checking out the anomalies that are out here. We're going to take out the flying pan. Alex Echo, was it you that was asking about Germany? You know, I've forgotten who it was that was asking, so yes, my bad. Okay, so I'm looking in here, and there's one haven. No sanctums. Okay. So we're going to go next door and look. This here is a bar guest. It is a Mortis Legion battleship. It's a really big battleship. So, but it has some special abilities for distances, and so I'm firing at great distances. So I can orbit at 200 and hit targets. It's not going to be just an hour. I love the game too much. Well, you know, we'll just see how I'm feeling. So I don't want to make any promises. If I'm not feeling it, we'll just call it a day. So if I wasn't streaming, you would have quit your job a long time ago. Well, I'm glad I saved your job. I kind of put a title on Twitch about why is Eve so good? You know? Just keeps drawing us in, doesn't it? I did last night go through all the stuff. Let's see here. There's a haven. Wow, we've pumped this up really good. There's 3 havens. 2 things need to be searched down, but we're not going to search them down. Hey. We're going to go do a haven.
Warp drive active.
Be a little bit of good loot. Bearded devil. You know, people talk about being addicted to games and stuff, and it's people who have addictive personalities that get addicted to games. You know, they could be addicted to drugs, they could be addicted to sex, they could be addicted to whatever. Chess. And hey, let me get my orbit on here. Okay, so there we go. You guys are all shooting in the wrong place. You guys realize that, right? One of them's shooting me here. The rest, I don't know what they're doing. The Eve is something special, though. You know, it's not only good community, but the game just continues to change and change and change, and resembling real life. And hello, Royal Assassin. Happy Friday. So, you know, the game is always got something new to do. And there's so much to do that, you know, you don't run out of things. So every time I think that maybe I've figured something out fully and I'm getting a little bit tired to doing that, I find something else. And it's just as engrossing. These guys are such a bad shot. So you can have the smaller ships first. Two and a half months till Christmas. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I went through all of the stuff that I'm bringing up out of Stain. And I've got three full jump freighter loads. It's kind of crazy, and that's just with bringing up ships that I think I'm going to use. But all the rest of it is product or materials or whatever. and it's pretty incredible. So it's about 11 billion worth of stuff in 3 freighter loads. So kind of crazy. I decided I'm gonna put a lot of it for sale up here in Aquarius, and I'm gonna focus on the Aquarius market here before developing the stain market. So, humble brag. Well, I don't know, was that bragging? It's just more than what I thought it would be. So, let's see, getting started in EVE Online. Well, I can just tell you, get in the game, do some career missions.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Get into a good corp. There's your instructions. Do that, and that'll set you on the right path.
The module has run out of charges.
If you need a good corp, I recommend Air Hogs. So, yeah, I'm gonna bring stuff up out of Stain. A lot of it's loot from doing sites and everything. So some of it we're going to end up remanufacturing. And I'm going to move a bit of manufacturing up in Aquarius. So I just got to remember to have everything set up since we're in sob space. I don't know how fast we can be forced out of you know, our area if, you know, war happens or something like that. I don't know, have you got at least 24 hours? Yeah. DeGraver is just no links in general. Ask the mods to repost links that are good. So we just had some problems. We've had yesterday. I banned 3 bots that were posting malware. And they're posting malware in the directly in the chat. So Tratosi, thank you for resubbing, man. 2 months. I appreciate it. And Wicked, thank you for following. Why don't I PvP? I've done quite a bit of PvP, and right now it's just not my focus. So, and it doesn't work out as well because I get set up really easy. You know, so many people know that I'm broadcasting down here and stuff, and you know, it's hard to compete with someone who can see what you're doing. And then also, I tend to be pretty liberal with telling y'all what I'm thinking and what I'm doing and everything. And that just tells somebody if I'm chasing them or whatnot. You know, the delay is only like 30 seconds. So, it doesn't work out too well. You know, my shields are taking a little bit of a beating here. I have to go to a higher orbit. Although if I go to a higher orbit, I run the risk of getting outside of the radius that the MTU can pull. Get some more distance here. The Havens are the second toughest that that can spawn out here. Sanctums, a little bit tougher on the ones that can just auto spawn and don't have to be searched.
A module has run out of charges.
Yeah, I can increase the delay and everything. I don't use OBS, I use XSplit, but I can increase the delay and stuff, but then that hurts chat. So by the time you type something, could be a couple minutes later before I'm responding and conversations get disjointed. So, yeah. Ragnarok says he wants the industrialist if he wins. I'll try and remember that, buddy. It'd be funny if you won. I don't have any propulsion on this ship. It's only the basic propulsion. I use the jump on it. So I've come further out now. Shouldn't get so far out that the MTU can't grab it. We'll see. The next spawn will be, 120 away or whatever. So probably be okay. Do anybody know how many light years a Roricle can jump? Is it 5? These guys are too far away for my drones to get on them. Everything can jump 5. Well, yes, everything can jump 5. But my jump freighter can jump 10. That's why I was asking. Black Ops is 8. Okay. Hello, Icthid. Doing a Bloodhaven, start the day. Then we'll probably jump a load of stuff up from Stain. There'll only be 1, 2, 3 jumps. I gotta get these frigates in here first. So these guys are 130 away, which is good. So my shields should regen now. These guys are pretty far away. It may not even hit me anymore. Not for a while. Morning, Tac Bat. Morning, Fa.
A module has run out of charges.
Good morning, DEFCON. Vax Zyko, thank you for subbing on YouTube. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Oh, are we? Gosh, I don't know what the timestamp is on that. Did we miss the moment of silence for September 11th? It was a pretty bad day. Saw it all unfold. Hello, Andrea. Thank you for subbing on YouTube. I appreciate it. Arco Hunter. We did have an extended downtime today already, so it's up and running now. So it's 8:50 a.m. here. So, I'm bringing up Rattlesnake and bringing up Drake Navy, bringing up a couple of mining ships. We've got some good mining out here too, so bringing up some mining ships and so I still have an enormous amount of supplies down in Stain, which is fine, because Stain is kind of home system to fall back to and everything. So if we should get forced out of Aquarius here, something like that. One of the things, a ship called Dominic's, I have not flown them before. I've heard people say they really like it. So, Mighty Go Crazy. Just started playing again after a long break. I have many battleships and a couple of Navy issue ships out in Nullsec where my corp at the time was stationed. What would be a good way to get them back? Can you dock at the station? Yeah, if you left them out in Null, if you're going to take a break from the game, you got to remove your stuff from Null, or you got to put it in NPC Null. Because sovereignty changes, and if you're not there to move your stuff out, you lose access to it. So, most likely, you won't be able to access the station. Take a cheap ship that if you die, it's okay, up to the station. If your respawn point is at the station, I don't know, can you respawn there? I know you can get at least one ship out. Make a support ticket and CCP will move it for you? Alex Echo? Really? Oh. I did not know that. Well, there's your answer. Yep. So just figure out where you want them to move it to and ask them to do it. That's awesome. I had no idea. Free hauling, courtesy of CCP. Yeah, I would try that. That sounds like the best thing. It's better than selling them and buying new ones or whatnot. Yeah, and they'll be able to see if you lost access to it because sovereignty changed while you were out of the game. So, so works only if you're unsubbed.
A
Yeah.
module has run out of charges.
Okay. Well then. Yeah. I would try that. And then let us know if that worked. I would really like to know if that worked. If that did, then that'll be really good to know for in the future when other people ask. I'm going to restart my chat program here. There we go. It started derping. So, let's see here. Oh, I got a ship near me. Darn it. I didn't see him getting close. I was able to successfully rebuild my shields. Let's get the drones on him. Get a contract and have someone else move it. It's possible. Fitted ships, though, are incredibly hard to move from null, and because nobody will take it on because you can't do over 300,000, and a battleship is going to be, it's going to be so costly to contract it out, so costly. So I'm learning why it costs so much. There's a lot of logistics and everything that goes into moving stuff around in null, and there's relationships that you need to have with stations and everything. So why is Eve so good? Zolan, do you play Eve? You might know then why it's so good. Why is it good for you? I know why it's good for me. It just never ends. There's always so much new stuff to look at and do and everything. And it's not only the fuel cost, it's the logistics. But yeah, fuel is part of it. So yeah, I figured that I was spending on, getting all this stuff, I don't know, somewhere between 40 and 60 million on fuel. Now I'm pulling out, I bought stuff and gonna take it up and sell it, and so I'm gonna make some money, but to cover that. But yeah. Got a little bit of this jitter going on here. Get at these weird angles. A bunch more stuff that spawned. So this will pay pretty good. I mean, I'll make at least 50 million off doing this. So payment from the rats and the loot. I'm not going to salvage today because I don't have my salvage characters not in Aquarius at the moment. Just out in Stain. It'd be interesting to see when the new stations come in. Okay, so Zarion, faction warfare question. Most of the random faction warfare players sell the LP and frigates. Do you have an idea, suggestion to sell anything else without spamming them with mails? Buy around, oh, you buy around 300 LP a day and want to pay them more LP, more per LP. I've never gotten into the buying and selling of it. I've always used the site, which is linked below the video in Twitch, that that is the LP to IS conversion. And so I've always looked at the marketplace and decided what it was I was going to deal in. I've never done it via buying, because then you got another person in there. I've always earned the LP myself and done it. So kind of a little bit different way. So I'm not sure. I mean, you just got to figure out where you can turn the money in. So, and it changes what it's worth all the time, depending on power, struggle conditions, and tiers and everything. You hire them to get exactly what you want. That sounds very interesting. I might work for something like that sometime.
Welcome, Elder Dragon. So, you think you're worthy of being a Marquee Dragon subscriber? Duke isn't so sure of that. Get in line with the other dragons and show me what you're made of. What are you waiting for? Get over there before I open a can of whoop-ass.
Tim.com, thank you, buddy. Thank you for resubbing. What is that, 3 months in a row? Thank you. And cuz Duke announced it, Duke doesn't announce all of them on the resubs, just some of them. I have no clue why. But when he does, I give everybody gold. There you go. 10 gold to everybody, courtesy of Tim.com.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Deconstructopus, thank you for following. Welcome. Bags is tack bait bat. Okay. Well, welcome over there. Hey, we've got over 200 viewers. So let's do a drawing. I think we can do it at the same time where I'm taking out these rats. So it'll be for a core new account, which is a new account for Eve. Comes with some mining stuff. It also comes with a cerebral accelerator, the +9 version, which is a good version. And then I'm going to give you one of the add-ons: Skirmisher, Colonist, Industrialist, or Explorer. And it'll be your choice which one you want. And so you'll have about a minute to answer on which one you want. If you don't speak up or you don't know, I'll choose one for you. So it's ! ticket space 1, and that'll get you in on that. The 1 stands for using 1 gold. You can use more than 1 gold if you want to. Those of you on YouTube, this does not work on YouTube chat yet, so you have to go to Twitch chat to get in on it. Unfortunately, we are working on getting it working for YouTube, but it doesn't work yet. There's a link to Twitch chat in the details tab up at the top of chat. You can watch either place, just got to be in Twitch chat to get in on the drawings. So, Freestyler Man, thank you for subbing on YouTube. And Nigerian Prince, thank you, man, for subscribing on YouTube as well. I appreciate it. And I'll start writing this up.
A module has run out of charges.
Last one, then there'll be another wave. Hear the birds out there. I gotta get that bird cam up and running. Okay, so there we go. We're going to draw now. It's all written up. Huh, Tim.com, who just resubbed. Look at that. Tim. Whoa, he put in 5,000 tickets. Wow. He wanted it. Okay. Congratulations, Tim. And so, Tim, what add-on would you like? Colonist, Industrialist, Explorer, or the other one? Industrialist? Shit, Skirmisher. My brain is not functioning this morning, guys. Oh, I tell you. Not feeling too good today. It's hard to keep my excitement level up. You'll sub on your other count. Freestyler, thank you for subbing on both counts. Skirmisher. All right. Good choice. Okay. Very good. So, Tim.com, check your Twitch mail. You'll find that contained within. So, we'll start another one. We'll draw at 300 viewers for the end of the show. I suspect we're not going to have a really long show today. So, I am not feeling very well at all. So, yeah. Well, now what Tim did is he saved up a bunch of gold, you know, and just waited for an opportune moment and put in a huge amount. And, you know, he had basically a 34% chance to win. And if he didn't win, that'd have been a huge loss. But anyway, those of you who are newer to the channel, don't be discouraged by seeing somebody do that, because we do have people win as well. We had one the other day. We had 120,000 tickets put in, and the person who won put in 17. So they're it happens. And the more time you're here on the show, watching, hanging out, the more gold you have, more chances you can get. So, I gotta find out who I give these armor plates to for upgrading the system here. So I have 30 million worth of armor plates to turn over at the moment. So this ship is a bar guest. So we lost 4K gold. Not salty at all. We know you're lying. That's okay though. Speaking of 4K, so the 4K monitor, I unplugged it from my game machine. It was affecting performance a little bit, having that available, and because I'm already running, 5 monitors on the system. I know you guys only see 4. One of them is considered to be my HDMI capture card on the stream machine that captures the game screen that you're seeing here. And so it's just taxing on the system to get good frame rates. And so I am reasonably sure that replacing the video card in the stream machine is going to be the ticket to getting that up and running. So Alex Echo, you can pause the stream. The shit, I don't even remember what I was talking about. That's how foggy I am today, guys. I apologize. I'm just not feeling well today. Let's talk about 9/11. I remember, because today is like 9/11, and, we got, I don't know what time the moment of silence is today or whatnot. A lot of people here in the United States lost their lives. There was because of the target that was hit, it was actually a very international makeup of people. And so I remember that day, and I would listen to talk radio at night. I would listen, and sometimes I'd fall asleep with the talk radio on. And I remember early in the morning, it was just barely light out, and hearing all of this screaming and yelling on the radio and everything. And it just didn't sound right. You could tell something was not right. Something
Welcome to the Dragons.
Something bad was happening. Pope Sicola, thank you for following. Welcome. And so I was sitting in bed. I had a TV in the bedroom. My wife was still asleep, and I'm hearing this stuff go on and everything. And so I turn on CNN, because it's the only news channel I knew of that would be like 24 hours a day. And I remember seeing the tower on fire and everything, and nobody really knew right then what was going on. So they didn't know when they were talking about it. They're like, some people are saying that a plane crashed into it or whatnot, but they couldn't tell, and they didn't know. And so then anyway, I wake up my wife, and we're sitting there watching, kind of in awe, of this event that's going on, not knowing that it was like an act of terrorism or an act of war, and just thinking that they have a bad fire in the tower there, or maybe a plane did crash into it, but really didn't know anything about it until we saw live the other plane crash in. then we knew. We could tell it was bad, you know? So, we could tell that it was really bad. And that, this wasn't just an accident. And that changed so much in our lives at that point. So, yeah, anyway. So today's the anniversary of it. What is it? 14 years ago now. Pretty vivid event for me. I probably sat there in bed and watched for probably 3 or 4 hours, just watching everything. And, the horrific stuff of seeing people jump out of the buildings, trying to, because they had no choice and stuff. They probably all knew they were jumping to their death. So, yeah, and then, it dramatically affected life in the U.S. here because so many things changed after that. And, the trust of people changed. So much more security on things now and everything. And really, it's a pain in the ass. Flying before then was much, much easier. Now, we go through the stress of going through all these security checks and everything on our way through and stuff. And sure, it's for our own good, but, the higher the security, the greater the complexity, the more the stress of everybody. And, it didn't do anything for making us a better society. If anything else, it made us, a lot more jaded. And so, yep, it's pretty interesting time. And, a friend of mine was on the East Coast at the time when it happened. She was due to fly back to the West Coast. But, they shut down all of the planes. What was it, for 3 days? Something like that? Was it 3 days that there was no commercial air traffic? And she ended up, wanting to rent a car and come back out. They couldn't get a car. All the car rental places were completely rented out. And so she rented a U-Haul truck and drove cross country to do that. Freestyler, you know what? This show is all about you, man. Yeah. Anyway, so, just interesting how some events change our lives and everything. And I wouldn't say that that's been for the better. So that's just had a dramatic effect on everybody here. Anyway, that's my recollection of the day, 9/11. I think that most people probably remember exactly where they were when they heard about it. It's just like my parents talked about. They knew exactly where they were when they heard that Kennedy was shot. Just a big impact.
You, sir, rock.
Arcanos, thank you for hosting, buddy. Yes. The chaos reigns, the Syrian refugees. It's a horrible thing going on over there. I heard on the news last night that it looks like the U.S., so the U.S. has donated funds to help out.
You, sir, rock.
Like Jaron, thank you for hosting. And so the U.S. has committed some funds to help out, and I didn't think that was enough. And I was glad to hear last night that it looks like we're going to be inviting in at least 10,000 refugees to the U.S. Yeah. So that's good. It's very good. So the way Turkey has been treating the refugees is absolutely horrible. And maybe it's just that the American media is portraying it, making them look horrible. I don't know. You guys over in Europe and stuff can tell me if you're seeing stuff that basically says, that the Turkish people are just, not all of them, but we're just seeing a lot of stuff of just crap going on over there. Of the news here. One of our news companies here, one of our national news companies, gave one of the Syrian families a camcorder to document their trip coming over, and they filmed these guys coming up and cutting the lines on their boat, the fuel lines and everything. So
You, sir, rock.
So Mouse Gaming, thank you for hosting. And yeah, it's just absolutely horrible. And putting them in, taking a hardline approach and putting them in camps and stuff instead of taking a compassionate approach and asking all of the people to, who live there to help. Think about what difference it would make of putting everybody into these camps and tricking them into the camps as opposed to being where what if they put a call out to the nation saying, everyone please help, that the to ask all the residents, everyone who can, to please help, and start organizing efforts to help the people, with places to stay, food, clothing,
Welcome
stuff
to the
like that.
Dragons.
I know there's a lot of that going on there, but God, we just keep seeing such horrible stuff in the news. No country can support that. And,
Welcome to the Dragons.
I know it's overwhelming for them. They need to ask other countries to come in and help as well. So, am I going to move a Syrian family to my house? You know what? That thought crossed my mind. We have a guest room. Thought crossed my mind. So, and that's all it takes is to, if you have the power to help one person, you make a difference. So, I remember just very lightly about, Vietnam and everything, and I know that we accepted a lot of Vietnamese in the United States during the Vietnam War and after, and I think that worked out well. We have a lot of Vietnamese culture areas here in the United States, and that's great. And I have friends who their parents came over as refugees, or they came over as kids and everything. So Yeah. The anti-immigration, there's, yeah, I don't know. I don't mind people coming into the country as long as it's done legally. And in my opinion, when there's a war and people fleeing war, you just open up. But I'm not in charge of that. So, just some thoughts. Um, Star, you can post a link, it'll get sniped. Mods can look at it and repost it. So, hello, Falzar. Yeah, I do have kids. Oh. You call BS? I don't know what you're calling BS on, but... What are you calling BS on? It's okay. Today's an interesting day. I don't feel very good either, so you know. So Stuntman Mike says his only concern is bringing people into the U.S. is the ISIS threat, and that they'll use it to gain access to the U.S. And you know what? So, we of course need to protect ourselves, and we need to balance that with helping others. And there's plenty of ISIS in the United States already. I mean, you know. I'm just talking about my feelings on things, and it's I don't know. They're humans, and it's we should at least make an effort. Hello, Mock Reddit and Lex Quinn. Yes, with my death pancake. Actually, this ship's named the Flying Pan. It's funny how fellow Americans complain about helping someone else and they can barely help themselves. Yeah. It's all sides. So, the Gaming Crafter, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. I appreciate it. There's all sides, and there's all different things that we have the ability to do and everything. So, Eltmon, I would probably want to interview people that we would let into our home, and I would probably want them to be someone who has kids, because we have kids, and whether or not we can communicate and everything with our I don't know how we would communicate. Like, I don't speak any Syrian, and I don't know that they speak any English. But there's just some kind of values that people can, that just span communication or whatnot, and one of them is kids. And Um, yeah. I mean, is there some risk to it? There is. Is there some reward to it? There is. Have I ever been taken by my generosity before? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think of two different instances. I came across this guy one time when I was traveling through Washington. He was at a gas station, and he had his van there, and he had his kids there and everything. And he's like, he's holding the sign saying he ran out of gas and he's trying to get up to wherever. And I gave him $100. And I thought I was helping him out. Well, I don't know, about 2 months later, when I was traveling through again, I stopped at that same gas station. There he was, saying that he was out of gas and needed help. That's one time where I got taken. Another time, my wife and I gave $20 to this woman who, she was there with her husband, and they had a couple of kids, and she was very obviously pregnant. And anyway, we gave him like $20, I think. And it was kind of funny because we saw them again like 6 months later, and she was still very pregnant. And it's like, whoa, wait a second. To be showing that much, she was probably more than 3 months pregnant, and then, still showing pregnant about the same amount 6 months later. It didn't make any sense. Yeah, we figured out she was faking that. But,
Module has run out of charges.
done a lot of good too. When I was in Oregon, I have done this here, but when I was in Oregon, we had this street up about 5 blocks from us where there'd be some homeless people up there sometimes. And, we would, all the time, offer them if they wanted to come and help, like weed the garden or whatnot, that we'd pay them some money and feed them lunch or whatnot. Did that many times. So, anyway, you don't have to believe what I say or whatnot. It's okay. So, I'm pretty secure in how I feel and what I believe, and it's what I'm thinking. It's what you think, and that's okay. Do I still live in Oregon? No, I'm in Florida now. This is why I usually don't talk about politics on the show, too. Because there's always somebody who disagrees. Always. Nicholas, no, I did not beat anybody up for tricking me. Hello, Calcron. My brother, so my youngest brother, he is, he's extremely smart. In fact, I think that his IQ is definitely higher than mine. And he thinks in some very strange ways sometimes, but he's extremely smart. And he went and lived off of panhandling for a year, going across the U.S. He hopped trains, and he would panhandle, and he loved it. So he said that he was able to do whatever he wanted, and he doesn't do drugs or anything like that. He does drink every once in a while, but it's not a big thing for him. Battle Reed, take care. He when he needed extra money, he would go out and panhandle at a freeway exit back at home, and he'd be like, "Yeah, as long as there's nobody else on the corner, I can make $100 in 4 hours." I'm like, whoa, maybe I should be panhandling. So, yeah. Yep. Well, Paul Christensen mentioned something on YouTube. He says, my son and I watched a scruffy-looking panhandler with a sign walk across Walmart parking lot and get into a newer 2010 through 2013 Dodge pickup and drive away at the end of the day. Let me tell you how fast things can change for you. You know, when I lost... Okay, so you guys know that, or maybe you don't know, I was at one point worth over $1 million. And now I'm like negative. So, and the... when I was worth that much, I had a brand new Hummer. And what is panhandling? It's begging for money. So that is a term used in the United States, panhandling. And oh, is that the last one? Wow. Okay, that was it. We finished it. Okay. So, I went from having made the year before, my tax return was for like $330,000 is what my income was, and for the year, and then the next year after the company exploded and divorce and everything, my income coming in was $25,000 is what my earnings were. And $25,000 is barely, enough to, you can rent a room and you can cover stuff. It's not very much money. And so I had to get rid of my car. I had to liquidate everything out just to live. And so I could see that it is possible to have somebody who has a car like that could be out begging, because things can turn around. Did I ever expect that would happen? Absolutely not. But that's just real life. And so I don't make judgments on that anymore. I've thought about that too. I've seen stuff like that, and I've thought about that. The fact is they may be upside down in their car payments for it, and maybe living out of it. So instead of paying rent, and because they can't get rid of their car, and they're trying not to wreck their credit, they're just making the car payment and living out of their car. I never lived out of my car. I've always had family around and everything to so it anyway, conditions change. I did an interview one time. Have you guys seen the show Mad Men? Probably have. And reward for let's see here. Okay, it's still pulling stuff in. Let's see how much stuff is in there. Holy shit, there's a lot of stuff in there. There's over 1,000. Okay. Not enough cargo space, right. I don't have my salvage person here. Okay, we're gonna take this back and dump it off.
Warp drive active.
So I was doing don't believe the Dos Equis commercials. Marky is really the most interesting man in the world. When I talk, I do it with Dr. Pepper. Whatever. I've seen one of those commercials before, but so anyway, the I was out with this friend of mine. We were in the Redwood Forest in California, and we came across this man in a Lexus SUV that was just sitting on the ground behind his SUV, and he was just pulled off to the side of the road on not a major road. It was a paved road, but it wasn't a major road out in the Redwood Forest. And it was actually in the forest area. It wasn't in like some of the communities there. And
Warp drive active.
And so we stopped to see if he needed any help. And it turned out that he was like high, and but he was just high on like pot. wasn't something else. And he just just hanging out on the side of the road there. And we talked to him a little bit, and my friend decided that she wanted to interview him on camera to find out, because he mentioned a couple of things that were very interesting. And what we found out was that he was one of the madmen in the 60s,
Docking
and
requested.
he sold his company
Docking request accepted.
for, I don't know, huge amounts of money. And he said that he walked away with $14 million. That he, after everything, got paid $14 million, and he walked away with that after selling his company and stuff. But here he was, having pissed his pants and having just high, and there with this car that's only a couple years old, which he hadn't washed, and it was stuffed full of all kinds of stuff he was living out of the car. And it was just interesting to see that he had fallen so far and everything. So we ended up interviewing him, and we published that on YouTube. I don't even remember where it's at now. It's not on my channel. But it was so impacting about getting hooked on drugs and just losing everything. And so it was really kind of interesting. Let's see here. What is the new probing stuff? Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, good. That looks like it's in the new map. I've been still using the old map because I don't like the new map yet. I just haven't felt good about it. So maybe you need to use the new map on CC. I don't know.
Warp drive active.
Go out and pick up the rest of this loot. Miguel Reese, thank you for subbing on YouTube. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll switch over to the new map when they force us to. For right now, I can do all the functionality in the old map. I like the old map. The new one's prettier, but I have a little bit of hard time figuring out the spatial stuff on it, on what's next to what and everything. So, yeah. Oh, that's right, I gotta jump through the gate. I forgot that I was jumping to a safe so I don't get caught in the bubbles.
Active. Warp drive active.
Let's see here. Morning Nexus 7. Let's see. Market Dragon, I don't play, but I heard those big ships cost like $10,000. Is that right? So the big ship that I had is not a $10,000 ship. It's more like a, it's more like a, $20 ship, $25 ship. The big Titans, they can cost quite a bit. So they, I don't know how much it comes out to in real life dollars, but it can be a lot. I'm not so sure that it's like $10,000, dollars, but it's in the thousands, that's for sure. If you were to buy Plex and then convert it. So, by the way, did I say good morning, DEF CON? If not, good morning. So, having trouble finding something to do in Eve. Rusty cans. Try faction warfare. Or, start thinking about what it is you want to try next. There's so much stuff to do. Just it's going to take some planning, but yep, people lose Titans all the time. It's been what, 4 or 5 of them lost this week. Okay, so I'm just waiting for this one to be pulled in. There's only a couple wrecks left. And then I'll grab the rest of the loot. I wish I could salvage this. Is it possible to put that in there? Oh, it is. I'll go pimp this this spot out to anyone who wants to salvage. I'll go put a bookmark in the pause. So this ship I've named Pencil. Hey, it's pulling in the last one. Let's see here. Just a second here. Okay, so it's pulling in another one, but that's just salvage at this point. So, scooped cargo hold. And then, if there's anything else good in here, another 3.9 million. Okay, we'll go over to the pause and
Warp drive active.
where were you in 9/11 happened? In bed. We talked about that this morning, Luke. You can go back and watch the replay later on YouTube. We talked quite a bit about that. But yeah, I was in bed, heard screaming and yelling on the radio, and turned on the TV and just saw it all unfold live. The Folkster and hi, thank you for following. Welcome. Let's see here. Set name. Okay. There we go. Set it free for all that can get in here. Okay, take our loots.
Warp drive active.
So Nexus 7 4K monitor. I am pretty reasonably sure. I took all the loot. I don't need the salvage. I'm reasonably sure that that replacing the video card is going to do the trick. So we've got a 560 in the stream machine. That's not powerful enough to run the 4K monitor. I had planned on putting in the 770, but I think that there's a problem with the 770. And because it just doesn't work right when I put it in. My other 770 blew out, and I don't know, this one might have something wrong with it too. So gonna work on a new video card that can support all three monitors and just take one slot, and that'll be a 980 GTX 980 Ti. It's 6 gigabyte card and can handle 3 monitors, no problem, all at 4K. So that's where we're going. And I'll do that by donations, and it'll take a while to get there, but that's okay. So, it's expensive, and you know, so we'll get there. We'll get it up and running. Eve looks beautiful on a 4K monitor. Let me tell you, it's something special. So,
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
okay. So put the tractor unit out there, and then just take the rest of these loots. Oops. Darn it, I do that every time. I never have my loot container up there every time I go to put it in. So, it's not bad. 293 million in loot in here. So, did you guys ever play Diablo? I loved going through and, doing all stuff and finding new armor upgrades and everything. It's almost like what this is, I enjoy it. So, Drinson, no problem. So, also, I'll be funding the card via donations. I'm not asking you guys to donate. I'm just saying that's when donations normally happen. That's what I'll use to fund it. I'm also hope to get set up today Bitcoin donations. So I'm working on that. I've got it probably halfway done. And so I'll be able to accept donations in Bitcoin as well. I'm not sure how to calculate that on the goals. Maybe that'll just be the whiskey fund or something, so that whatever it cashes out to be is whatever kind of whiskey we get. But yeah, so that's my thoughts, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to do accept donations via Bitcoin. So I'm also working on being able to accept Bitcoin in the store. That's a much slower process. So there's accountability there when Bitcoin is sent that we have to deliver, and we have to make sure all that shit works. On donations, it's just, hey, thank you, So, okay. Looks like I actually dropped a bunch of loot on accident into my hangar here. Okay, so now we're gonna bring up the freighter, I think. So I don't think you can change resolution sizes and have it look okay across 3 monitors. So yeah. I don't think you can do that. I was thinking about that because I'd love to run 4K. I thought about that. Well, okay, why don't I just take the 4K monitor and place as a primary monitor here? I would not be able to run it across 3 monitors, and then I also can't mirror it out to the stream because it can't receive the 4K signal on the stream machine. I'm going to need a DP capture card to do that, and the technology is not mature enough yet. We might be able to do it, but the cost is extremely high. It's around $1,800 for a capture card to do that. So yeah, you need to do multiple monitors that are all 4K, but at the same time, the real estate that you have on a 4K monitor as opposed to Yeah, for the real estate you have is incredible, and you can just change the resolution when you're going to play Eve to make all three of them the same resolution, make them all 1080p, and it'll work just fine. You just won't, so you have the triple widescreen like I have. You just won't have the amazing 4K monitor. So, but then turn it back to 4K when you're playing other games, or you may just find that you don't need three monitors when you have one 4K, because actually, in reality, the screen area on a 4K monitor is 4 times 1080p, and so it's like you have a quad of 4 monitors in 1080p sitting together, and so you've got 4 times as much space. Over triple screen, I got 3 times as much, so you'd actually get more. Okay. How much did I get for running that? Bounty, let's see, 9, 18, 31. Got about 37,000, 37 million. And then the loot, we got another 12 million. So 50 million. That's not bad, Not bad. And we're going to close this. GPUs can't push 3 4K screens yet. Actually, the 980 Ti, the stuff that I was reading, I thought it said it could. But the Ti I'll be putting into the stream machine will run 1 4K and 2 1080p. That we won't be spanning across the screens, but should work. And if that doesn't work, then I will turn off one of the 1080p monitors, and I'll move some of the applications that do not need to be on the stream machine over to my game machine or something. Because I have 2 browsers up there showing stuff. You guys can't see very well on this stuff because a lot of it gets washed out. But I have a browser up here that shows the stream on YouTube and YouTube's chat. And then I have a browser over here that shows Twitch video and Twitch chat, although I read my Twitch chat over here. And then, the bot is running on here. The bot actually doesn't have to run on here. It could run on a different machine. TeamSpeak's running on here. It has to. The music has to run on here. And XSplit has to run on here. And my green screen, my faux green screen. So, but I could remove the browsers, and then I could fit everything onto one other monitor. So get a 12 gigabyte Titan. Is there such a thing? Whoa. So here's a Titan 12 gig PCIe 3 DVI 3DP HDMI SLI G-Sync ready graphics card. Does Gigabyte make one? I really like the Gigabyte brand. I've been using the Gigabyte brand for most everything. I've used EVGA before. You want to see the setup so you can take another picture? Okay, here it is. So, black monitor in the middle is not turned on. That's the 4K monitor right now. So interesting. So there's a site that I use a lot. Video card benchmarks, Passmark, high-end video cards. So is that the Titan X? It is Titan X, 12 gigabyte. And what's different about the Titan is more of a commercial. It's a double slot. God, the amount of money we're talking here for a video card. Can go above 4K. Can you run Doom 1993 smoothly? They're saying it might be a stretch. You might get about 900 FPS. Yeah, I don't know that I need that much power in the Stream Machine. The reason to do the 980 Ti is because it is 6 gigabyte and can run the 4K plus two 1080p's. Titan X is like having a trophy wife. I don't need a trophy wife. I need a gamer wife. Oh, I got one. Yeah. The Titan X, I guess, would be worth the money if I was running, like 3 4K monitors or whatnot, because it could probably drive all 3 of them. So there is better performance. I don't know if you guys saw this here. So the video, here's the site that I use. I'll post it in Twitch chat. It's called Video Card Benchmark. And this is the highest end stuff, and the GTX 980 Ti is the highest performing right now, and also costs 25% less than the Titan. In my game machine, I have dual GTX 980s. But the reason to do that is because if it's a bus issue, then I don't have to put in another card. Yeah. Okay. Well. Let's see here. You also made a lot of money selling game accounts. There are some companies that allow you to sell your accounts for cash. Eve is not one of them, though. So, here is the jump freighter. And let me find everything that I've got here. I had to set up I had too many items. So, let's see here. Gotta find the ships. Where are the ships? Are they at the bottom? Here they are. So the Drake Navy-ish can go on a different trip, but kind of want the Rattlesnake. And at least one procurer. And then it's just all this stuff to take. It's like I gotta figure out what I need for the Rattlesnake and for the procurer and take all of it. I have so much stuff here. Neil, thank you for subbing on YouTube. I appreciate it. Yeah. Good way to run some missions. You'll get some misc. Don't push it too hard. You won't lose a ship. Hey, let me bring up the fit for the Rattlesnake and for the procurer. I don't have a procurer fit with me here. Hey, we'll bring up for the fit management. Rattlesnake here. See, I don't even have Tech 2 launchers on this guy yet. It's only Tech 1. Hey, well, let's find the launchers here. And then I gotta get my manufacturing person up over there so I have a clone so I can jump back and forth.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Well, and I already know I need to take this. I have a buyer. There's a ton of ways to make money. And actually, if you're new to the game, do some of the career missions, agents. And you can try out different things. See what you like. So... Hey, missile launchers. A lot of this stuff I decided that it was going to be worth transporting up and refining up there because it's just going to take so much time, and that's where I'm doing the primary amount of my ratting now. So I'm taking all this stuff up there, and I'll refine some of it. Okay, launchers and 4 cruise missile. Why do I have 2 different? Oh. Now, what's the difference between Cruise Missile Launcher 1 and Cruise Missile Launcher 1? Great. I need to stack this stuff. Which takes a minute. It's not going to like me. I just told it to stack. You know, exploration not only is good for making money, but you can use it later in combat stuff too. Hey, well, that's why I've told this to stack. I don't know if it's doing it. But I've told it to stack. I'm going to grab another drink, and I'll be right back. You guys had music, didn't you? It was just like in between the songs or something. So here's my thoughts. I'm really not feeling very well today. We'll go a little while longer, but I'm not. I'm not going to do a full day today. So maybe another hour. And so I'm just not feeling very well today. So kids bringing home sickness, germs. You know. Okay, well, it stacked everything. Okay, so we'll do some searches here. So, Drung Link Augmentator. May as well just bring all of them. And then Shield. X large shield extender. Adaptive invulnerability field. This is kind of, I mean, I can't get everything in one trip, and I'm not going to make all, 3-round trips today.
Oh, combo.
So, Ravin PT, thank you for your support. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Welcome to the subs. In fact, subs, I will... God, let me set an alarm. I'm going to send you out just a message today, and I'll include the sub-only discount code that gives you a few more % off. Okay, Google. Set timer 2 hours.
Okay, 2 hours, starting.
Okay, that's going to remind me to do it. So, yeah, I appreciate the support of all of you guys, man. It's pretty amazing, actually. There's 190 subs. Amazing. Okay, Raven. It's like maybe you're not showing online. Let's see here. That's right. Reset this. There we go. Found you. 1,000 gold to you. Thank you so much. And then for that being the second combo, woohoo! 20 gold to everybody. Everybody thank Raven for that. So anyway, no matter what number we hit, we'll on the viewership we'll draw at the end of the show, which is going to be probably within the next hour. So, Exo Slayer Call of Duty, thank you for subbing on YouTube. I appreciate it. So, and Kevin Diving, thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Okay. Here we go. So, did I tell you guys that we're working on a bot for YouTube? I'll have to check in on that today, see how things are coming. But we're we got some stuff in development for YouTube. YouTube has no bots right now for the chat, and so the raffle right now is ! Ticket Space 1, or however many gold you have that you want to put out there, and it is for a core account, brand new account for Eve. It includes the Cerebral Accelerator that has +9. It's the good one. And plus one of the add-ons, which I'll ask you which one you want whenever you win. So, okay. Let's see here. Large shield extender, adaptive invulnerability field. Pith. Okay, let's take the pith stuff. Omnidirectional. Micro jump. Shield power relay. Drone damage amplifier. Let's see, defense, large core. Yeah, I don't have any of those. That's right, I was going to buy the Tech 2 versions. Is this RuneScape? No. This is, Christopher, this is EVE Online. Much more in-depth than RuneScape. RuneScape's a good game. This is a whole nother level. Hey, so, and then MJO Molinar. So, I'll take all of the Molinar missiles. Okay, what are we at? We're at 111,000. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any procure fittings. Okay. So, Massatos doing 3,000 on the raid. Some of you guys are nuts. But Gorillism, good morning, greetings. Alright, so now it's just a matter of you know, what else am I taking here? Actually, I'll put those in last. So, I think that I want to take a lot of ammo. Ammo will be easy to sell. Wow, I have a lot of ammo here. Okay. Let's take these drones and fighters up to and then can't take all of that yet, huh? Okay. So just looking at here what else that I'd want to take up with me. Strip miner stuff. Let's see here. Trying to think of what else is needed for this. I suppose take all these rigs. Don't need salvagers. It's ended up that I don't use them. Okay, let's see. Can we take all of this shielding? I think we're about to run out of room. How much room do we have left? Actually about 100,000. Spare Sino stuff? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, actually I left the spare Sino stuff here. And I did that intentionally. So I'm just kind of, well, actually I did, okay, so I was intentionally going to take 2 of these Sinos. I don't know if I should take that with me though. If I should leave them here. Because I don't need any more up there. They're easier to get up there. I'm going to leave that here. Let's take the propulsion with us. Okay, well, we'll take these skill books and kind of amazing. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that still weighs a lot. Well, I think everything else is just bonus at this point. So, except I can bring up some more armor plates for the stuff. Let's see here. It's amazing how much space is actually in there. I got some stuff that I know is just going to be sold up there. Doesn't need to be transported yet. I just kind of want to get functionality of stuff. I don't need all those guns and missiles, and I suppose I can take this missile stuff. Do I really have, I do have a civilian miner in here. Look at that. Just get rid of that crap. Why am I even transporting that? Obviously I didn't see that in there. Yeah, I have some implants down here. I don't even know how I got them. So Hey, well, let's see here. Let's just start loading it up the rest of the way. See what happens. Haven't run out of space yet. Probably will with these. Oh, wow. Really? I still have space? Holy shit. Amazing. Hey, well, it won't get all of this. I already know it. Okay, it's full. 100% full. Wait. No, I'm not in Jita. I'm in down in Stain, and so I think though I'm not gonna be flying this character up right this moment, and I think that, let's see, my other character is still down here. How long have I played Eve? Well, a couple years hardcore, but I've been on and off a lot before that. So, yeah, I'm thinking about this about so yeah, I'm just thinking here. So hello Jason. Okay, well, let's just do a drawing. I'm going to call it a day. I'm just not feeling good today, guys. So, I'll jump this later. And, so we're going to do another drawing. If you're on YouTube, the drawings don't work in YouTube chat. They only work in Twitch chat. There's a link in the details tab up at the top. So, and then, but you can watch it either place. So it's !ticket space 1 in Twitch chat, or you can put in more. You can't put in fractions of tickets, Calcron. You'll want to make sure that that actually worked. Do an ! gold to see if that actually worked. If you put in a fraction, I don't know that it'll take your entry. And you can't buy half a ticket because I'm not going to send you half a prize. So you get this written up here, and then we'll try again for tomorrow. So hopefully I'm feeling better. My wife had this and she felt like crap for 4 or 5 days. So okay, so there's a brand new account for Eve. Core account comes with some mining items. And then you're also going to get your choice of a skirmisher, industrialist, explorer, or colonist add-on. One of those 4. So it's your choice. If you win, I'll ask you which one you want. You'll have about a minute to respond. If you don't respond in a minute, then I choose for you. Or if you don't know, I choose for you. So, okay. Yeah, no problem, Chronic. Okay, we're ready to draw. So, closing, drawing, Nitrous. Congratulations, Nitrous. 200 tickets won. All right. So, Nitrous, skirmisher, colonist, industrialist, or explorer. Your choice. You have about a minute. So, I'll probably move this stuff sometime before the show tomorrow, so we don't have to spend a lot of time working
Welcome to the Dragons.
moving stuff. And those of you who messaged me in Twitch and in game, I'll work on getting back to you this afternoon. And then yeah. So, Nitrous, you're the winner. So, okay, Josh, let me address the elephant in the room there. This is on YouTube chat. Josh, I know someone said they were going to kill themselves in YouTube chat. I am not sure what I'm going to do about it. Except for that everyone should report that person to YouTube so that they can follow up with them. You and I have no ability to affect that. So, it's not that I don't care, it's just that I see it all the time. And so, it's, you know, a very serious statement, but, you know, what are you supposed to do about it? I saw that you already tried talking to them, and they didn't talk back. What more can you do? So, not the first time I've seen that. Won't be the last. So, you know, please don't take that as insensitive. It's just that there is so much shit spewed in YouTube, you can't believe anything you read in there. And if the person wants to go kill themselves, they should dial emergency, whatever emergency is in your country, call them and tell them. They will help you out. So, okay. Nitrous did not make a choice. So, guess he's not around. So, gonna give him a skirmisher. And so there we have it. That's sent out to him. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today. And hopefully we'll be here tomorrow. If we're not, I'll put a message up about it and everything. Anyway, yep. Well, yeah, 99% sure it's a troll. The problem is you can't tell one way or the other. And all you can do is refer them to some place that can actually give them help, because trying to contact YouTube about it, I don't know, they're not going to do anything either. So, how do I? Gosh, I don't know. Click on his name and go to his profile and see what your options are there. So, well, it has to be taken seriously, but I do not have the power to fix this. So, they should just call their local emergency number and tell them, and they will help them out. So, but if they're telling us, they're just wanting attention. That's my opinion. And they got it now, didn't they? Which encourages them to spew that shit more in chat. Okay, thank you everybody. I appreciate y'all being here, and we'll hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, see how I'm feeling. If I'm not feeling okay, I'll put a message up in the title. So, take care, everybody.